Welcome back, friends, to The Pulse. I am David Harris Jr. Well, the legacy media, they can pretend all they want that Kamala Harris is a fun, loving, Gen Z girl, but NBC just found out that no one can convince Americans that Kamala is good for the economy.
Still, in a new poll, just 25% of registered voters said they'd be better off financially under a President Harris, while nearly half said they'd be better off under a second Trump term.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy one, don't you think? Again, friends, we have a absolutely flat tire of an administration, and you want to get more of it with Kamala? Now, Americans know who destroyed their economy, who drained the value of their dollar. Listen to this mother of four who spoke at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania about how much she misses life under President Trump.
I miss it. I miss when we didn't have to pull out of our pockets for things. I'm hoping we can get back to a point where I'm financially stable. You will. And others, I know I can't be the only one. We're all going to the gas pump and be like, man, here goes the last of what I have. I know. I would like to be able to go into a grocery store again and not have to put something back or say, nope, we can't do a nice cake from the bakery. We have to try and do one from home. So I really hope and pray that we can make America great again and get you back in office.
Wow. And how many millions of Americans are feeling the exact same way? So how could any American suffering from the high prices and economic starvation for 4 more years, how could they want that? Nobody could want that. Joining me now is the global business consultant, Hillary Fordwich. Hillary, it seems very obvious to me that so many Americans share the sentiment of that mother of four that just spoke at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. It seems like that should be the very top issue. And when you hear Kamala talk about inflation, she wants to talk about inflation is when things go up and everything costs more. And yeah, we're going to fix it. What in your take? What's your take on whether or not Kamala can or even would fix the absolutely disastrous policy decisions that have created the current chaos in the economic climate that we're in right now?
Well, David, thank you for having me. And I think when one wants to wonder about what would it be like under a President Harris, all one has to do is not speculate, not use any kind of conjecture, just look to California. U-Haul has said that they hardly have any more U-Haul vehicles because so many people have left and they've gone to Texas. They're all in Texas. Chevron has just left. Many companies have left recently. People are leaving California in droves. So if you want to know what a presidency would be like under Harris, look to California. But also, you just mentioned, David, the legacy media, and you mentioned a CBS poll. In terms of legacy media, also, Jim Cramer on CNBC, another legacy media outlet, he just said, I think it was this morning or yesterday, he said, if you care about your paycheck, go with Trump. So he's no fool,
Wow.
and he's saying that in legacy media.
Well, that is a shock because the legacy media, they've been hook, line, and sinker for pretty much everything and anything the Democrats want to push and promote for decades. But I think that it's almost a disservice to their own viewers, and I think they're waking up to that fact. They can't keep forcing and shoving manure down their viewers' eyeballs and throat, and then expect them to just keep telling them that it's actually chocolate and it's good for you. I think that so many Americans, they see right through the nonsense and the BS, and I think some of them they have to just tell the truth. Do you think that that's also very clear in the eyes and the hearts of a lot of Democrats and independents out there? Or do you think this, black woman or dark toned woman, whatever she wants to go by, and being a woman and having the first female president, do you think that's weighing more with the minds of and hearts of centrists and independents out there than the economy?
Well, there are a lot of questions there. What I would say is it's not so much what people are told, it's what they really feel. Now, bear in mind that over 2/3 of Americans still have credit card debt back from 2023. So they feeling it because they know what debt they have on their credit card. So that's number one. Number two, Americans, to that clip that you showed with Donald Trump and that mother of four, they're going to the gas station. They feel their pocketbook issues. Of course, the global elites, they don't feel those issues because they don't fill up their own car with gas. They have a chauffeur. He or she goes and does it. So now to your specifics of your question. Think about this. Think about this for the future. It isn't what you're told. It's what you know. And the best question ever was, were you better off than you were? Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? That was asked by Reagan. And that's what Trump should consistently ask. He should talk about peace and prosperity. He should say to the American public, are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And then he should say, this is my prescription for the economy, and keep talking about exactly what he's going to do. Because now, to wrap both of your questions together, one thing that Harris has not done, she has no policies that she's come out with economically. We have lack of leadership at the moment. With the stock market plunge, there was no leadership. She said nothing. There is no time I remember in American history where we have had such a plunge without the White House saying something. This country right now is rudderless leadership-wise, and the American people see that.
I think they do. I hope they do. And thank you for pointing that out. I know that she posted, or her team did, on X, formerly known as Twitter, I think 12 times at least. The last I checked, this was earlier today, she still had not mentioned one thing about the economy. But then how can she? What's she going to say? Come out and still say it's Trump's fault? Trump's posted about it. He said it was going to happen before it happened. He said if you continue down this road and if you were to elect Joe Biden, it would definitely have a crash. Joe Biden is still in. Apparently, where's Joe? Nobody even knows what Joe's doing right now. Kamala's out there taking the spotlight and then, bringing in her VP choice that's as Marxist as can be and an avowed, admitted socialist. It seems like the wheels are falling off the train, but they're still choo-chooing right along, just going to believe that everybody's going to vote for them unless they've got something else up their sleeve. Who knows? What do you think it's going to come down to for the American people to really make sure that we get President Trump in the Oval Office come November?
What it's going to take, okay? The far left is always going to vote left. The far right is always going to vote right. So neither candidate is trying to go after their base. Their base is for them. That's it. What matters in every single election are the swing states and the independent votes. And the majority of those actually are single women under 30. So when Donald Trump can stay on message, as I mentioned, peace and prosperity, and sound very prescriptive and very calm about what he's going to do, what he's going to deliver, rational women under 30, young women, at the moment, I think they were kind of wooed by, oh, there's a female Kamala Harris. But if President Trump, former President Trump, can just stick on message, peace, prosperity, and prescriptively what he's going to do to deliver the peace and the prosperity, that is a winning message. That's what Americans want. There's no one who's going to say, oh, no, really, I don't want to be prosperous. No, thank you. I don't want peace. That's what he's got to stick to, David, and stay on message.
I think you're 100% accurate, Hillary. I agree with you. And I also love the fact that it's not like we don't have, 4 years of President Trump, or at least pre-COVID, to see what his policies were going to do. Under President Trump,
right.
Life was better. The stock market was booming. Everybody had more money in their pocket, in their 401ks. Things cost less. Again, that is the right message. Hillary Fordwich, thank you so much for joining me this evening, sister. I appreciate you.
Pleasure, David. David, thank you.